Moving abroad is like quite interesting. It's fun and games until reality sets in. Hello, you guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Dekemi. Everybody calls me Dakes. And this is Share Dakes, so definitely bienvenue Share Dakes. If this is your first time here, welcome, 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 and I hope that you enjoy the content that I have on my channel and that you also keep coming back. I'm a Nigerian studying in France, and I talk about how I got here, how you can get here, how to find schools, job opportunities after, and just stuff like that. Then a little bit of lifestyle. I try to show you around the city and good stuff like that. And if you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you for sticking with me. Thanks for coming back yet again. I really appreciate your consistency. But if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, you know what to do. The subscribe button is just right there. Please click to subscribe, share, like this video, and spread the word. Thank you. Moving abroad is like quite interesting. It's fun and games until reality sets in. A lot of us, just think about going to other countries and consider only the positive sides. We don't really think about, like body changes or lifestyle changes or any of those things. So yeah, this is just a heads up. If you plan to move or something, especially if you haven't been a frequent traveler, you're not used to those weathers, it could be not a rude shock, but it could be something to expect that it won't just be like smooth sailing all the time. Today, I'm going to be talking about how my body reacted to moving abroad. Prior to now, I traveled to a couple of places, but they were all within Africa. So I'd been to, of course, the Republic of Benin, which is just like Nigeria's neighbor. You can literally walk across the border. I'd been to Ghana a couple of times. I'd also been to Kenya, I think. Yes, I've been to Kenya, and yeah. Anyway, so I haven't been like anywhere with like such different weather conditions and stuff like that. And I arrived in Paris on the 1st of February this year. So it was like right in the middle of winter, from like averaging 28 degrees Celsius into like -1 degree Celsius. So it was a big change for me. Like, yeah. So initially, I didn't really notice any changes. Like in my first week, I was just like, oh, it's just cold. I have to wear layers of clothing and all of that. And then the week after, literally, I started breaking out. Like I had like just things on my face. And I'm like, what is going on? So I didn't know that it was like the change of environment or the change of weather. I was just complaining to my friend about it sometime, and then he said, oh, it's the change in weather that happened to him when he moved here as well. And I'm like, oh my God, so when is this thing going to go? He was like, I'll give it a couple of weeks. That he had his for maybe like 3 weeks or something. So yeah, I don't really know how long it took, but thankfully it's like my face is much clearer now. So there's that, my breakouts. First thing that my body reacted to. The second thing was that my nails started breaking. This is very, very heartbreaking for me because my friends that know me know that I love my nails. Like, I really, really love my nails. So I usually carry my nails short or shortish. I'm not a fan of really long nails. And a lot of times I have my natural nails probably in maybe gel polish or wrapped or something, but I do enjoy like just sporting my natural nails. And then they started breaking. Like, At first I was like, what's happening? Like, did I do something? Did something happen? But then I realized that this wasn't me, because like it could be at the randomest moment. Maybe I'm leaving the house or something, and then I would just notice that like a part of my nail would hook, I don't know, a fabric or something. I'm like, how did you tear off? And then another time, I could literally not be doing anything. I just noticed that, oh, another part is beginning to give way. I'm like, ha. Sha, don't remove completely, whatever you want to do. So I started filing at the time. Like every time I notice like, I don't know, a breakage, I would file the ridges. I would try to, buff it just so that I don't lose a lot of the nails. But then after a while, like, do you know what? There's no use doing this thing because they're going to break. So I just file them down. So right now, this is what they look like. So I just file them down, and I'm like, I mean, I like short nails, but really? Anyway, so I've just been carrying this. But then I came to a realization of what might be the cause, which I'll mention in my next point. Reaction. The third way that my body reacted to moving to France was my hair. So the thing I said I was going to mention when I was talking about my nails is the water here. So the water has a lot of, I don't know if it's calcium or chlorine, something. There is a lot of something in the water, and the water is really hard. So like even when you try to wash something and you put maybe detergent or the washing agents, they hardly foam because water is just so hard. The only thing that I know that foams right now that I have in my house is the Morning Fresh that I brought from Nigeria. If Nigerian Morning Fresh does not foam, then I don't know. But anyway, on a more serious note, the water is really hard, and it has like, if you run it, you know how like abroad people usually drink water directly from the tap, right? If you run it into like a glass, you could literally see that there's something in this water. Actually, hold that thought. Let me try to do this and show you. I don't know if it will show here, but let's try it.
A few moments later.
Can you see it? I can't see it. So I guess my experiment is over. Anyway, the water is hard, Sha, and there's something in it, like whatever. So I didn't realize that this thing in it affects like hair. So I came to France with my hair braided, and I mean back in Nigeria, even with like more dust and all of that, I didn't have dandruff issues. And then the first month I had, the first 6 weeks I had my braids. So, I would just clean my scalp and oil it, and everything was good until I took out my braids and washed my hair myself. And the week after, my scalp was itching so bad. And I didn't even think about the water. I was just like, what is going on? Why is my scalp itching? So I went to the mirror and literally like looked, and I just saw like dandruff, like flakes. I'm like, wait, what? Anyway, of course, I panicked. So I was like, is it that I'm not creaming my hair? Is it that I'm not oiling it? Is it that this? Is it that that? So I asked my friend that has natural hair in Lagos, like, oh, what do you use for your hair? She told me. I went, I found this thing, I bought it. I started using that like every 2 nights. No changes, like it will still be itching. Like I could wash my hair twice in 1 week and it will still be itching and will still have flakes. So I knew that this one don't pass me. Anyway, so in a random conversation with my friend here, she just mentioned that, by the way, she's not from Nigeria, so like our hair textures, our whatever are different. So she goes, oh, she thinks it's the water, it's that thing in the water, blah, 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 blah. She's been having dandruff issues. So I'm like, oh, me too. And then I was thinking to myself, oh, because when I noticed that the water actually has, that kind of thing, like I try to not cook with it. I don't drink it. So all I use it to do is like just wash plates and whatever. So I just buy bottled water that I drink and then use to make my tea or, cook my food or something. But yeah, so in the conversation with her, I was then saying maybe I should buy like bottled water because like a pack of 6 big bottles is like 120. So I was like, if I have to wash my hair, maybe it will take me like 4 of those bottles. I mean, it's expensive, but if it will solve my dandruff problems, maybe if the water is purer, maybe that would just be like a good way to go. But then she was telling me that, oh, there's this like filter thing that they sell. So apparently, like I don't want to say it's a national problem, but like, yeah, I think a lot of people realize that you can't just drink the water straight from the tap. So like, retail stores, supermarkets, all those places actually sell like, they look like electric kettles, but they're not electric. They're like jugs that have filters. So you run the tap water into it, and then you through the filter, of course, and then it gives you like the clearer version of the water that you can then drink and all of that. So apparently that's what she's bought in her house and she's been drinking. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm gonna have to buy this. I'll probably buy a bucket so that I can run the water into the bucket and then I can wash my hair instead of buying bottled water to do that. So yeah, like it's a major problem because even if I choose to go to the salon to wash my hair, aside from the expense, I'm not even sure if they would have filters or if they'll use the regular water like that, which would defeat the purpose because I'd have spent the money, but the problem would still be there. So yeah, so that's how my hair reacted. Thankfully, my hair did not fall out. I have a friend whose hair fell out like when she moved here, like she had major hair loss, and yeah, so I think that like different bodies just react differently. I've heard that some people have like joint aches because of the cold or something. I mean, I don't know, but yeah, that happened to me about my hair and the dandruff. So on to better news. My skin got fresher. So I mean, like I've always had fresh skin. I'm just joking. It's not saying my skin was not fresh before, but anyway, got fresher. Like so. Back in Lagos, right? Like I'm almost always in air conditioning, so either in my house or in the office or something. So it's probably when I'm in transit, not driving, in a commercial bus or something, or on the road, essentially, that I have to deal with like the heat just like that. So I mean, like my friends were always like, "Oh, see your skin." Because you're always in AC and all of that. So like my skin was okay, at least for me, till I got here. But then I really like my fingers, like they're long, but I think they're the way I know that my skin is whatever it is. So like when I just look at my fingers, I'm like, And then I got here, and a couple of weeks later, I was on a video call with someone, and he was like, "Oh my God, look at your fingers. You've gotten so fresh." I'm like, my face is my face is right in front of you. You're not even talking about my face, like my fingers. But then it made sense because like even I know that that's how I know. But yeah, my skin got fresher, even though I lost a ton of weight because I was just like walking everywhere. But yeah, my skin got fresher, and I think it was the cold weather. Like I said, I came in winter, so let's see what summer is like or what the other seasons are like. But yeah, I'm not sure if I've entirely gotten used to the cold. In fact, I've not gotten used to the cold because now we're averaging like 24, 25, and then like 16, 17, 14 sometimes. And I still get cold. So I've stopped using the heaters in my house because I'm like, I mean, it's already warm, I beg. And of course, it's expensive. It affects my electricity bill. So I'm just like, not using you. But then I get cold sometimes. It's something for you to be in a 17-degree air conditioning, whatever, in Lagos, and if you get cold, you adjust the temperature, you turn it off. Here, you can't do that because that's the temperature. So yeah, when I get cold like that, most times it's when I'm in the house, like when I'm out, the sun is out, or I have activity that is not making me actually think about it or feel it. But when I'm home, I'm just like, gonna wear my cardigan now and we're going to be okay. So yeah, so that's how I've been coping with that. I'm just like, okay, when summer comes, it's probably like Lagos weather, so maybe it wouldn't be so bad for me to cope with or something, considering that I haven't been here for so long. But let's see how that goes. So anyway, that is how my body has reacted to moving abroad. If you've ever moved anywhere new and your body reacted in some way that was not usual, please comment below and let's know. And let's compare notes and see how this goes. Again, thanks for sticking with me. Please subscribe, like, share to all your friends that are planning to travel, so that they can also prepare and know the things that they can bring with them to cope with some of these changes or prospective changes. And I'll see you in my next one. Abianto.